All right, so with that, I'll open the meeting for the Basin Select Board on Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m., 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Robert Vassar Municipal Building. My name is Chuck Martell. I'm on the Select Board. Josh Livingston, Road Foreman. Mike Jordan, Select Board. Ron Graves, Select Board. Maddie Vassar, who is our Town Clerk and Select Board Assistant. And I'll go around the room and ask, I'll start with you, Kathy, if you could introduce yourself and why you're here.
Sure, I'm Kathy Cadwell. I live up on Brad Hill in Payson, and I'm always interested in the decisions the select board considers and makes. I'm gonna speak to an issue coming up later.
I'm Bob Root and I live in Waitsfield, so I'm here as a supporter and observer of the issue coming up later.
Okay.
I'm Rick Rachel. I'm town moderator, but I'm here today as the assistant to the Democratic select committee. Anyway, so we're concerned about it. Something we're going to present in a little while.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tisa Renault. I live up on the North Basin Road, and I'm here to present resolution.
I'm Steve Renault, her other hat, same thing, the resolution.
I'm Michelle Lee Woods, and I live on South Hollow, John's last and resolution.
Okay,
Suzanne Lowen, Old St. Basin Road, and I'm here in support of the resolution.
Michael Rule, this is Suzanne's husband.
and you decide to stay for other reasons?
Okay, understand this resolution, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Just one quick, I'm gonna put a sign-in sheet on the table if you guys don't mind signing, just because Eve is not here and she's going to take minutes. So before you leave, if you don't mind to sign, just let me know who's here.
Okay,
So now.
okay, thank you. So with that, we'll open the meeting for item number 1, which is to approve the select board meeting minutes of October 14th, 2025. Everyone have a chance to read those? Anything, any changes, corrections? No? Motion to approve? Make that motion. Mike?
Second.
Ron second. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I guess it's unanimous and I will sign those.
Chuck, and it does look like we have 2 people on Zoom as well.
Okay. Okay, any additions or deletions to the agenda? Maddie has added a couple of items I'll mention here. Budget meeting minutes from the meeting we just had yesterday. And the Brookfield Service Maintenance Program.
Right.
And if you're okay with that, we'll cover that under the other business.
Yeah.
We're good with that, okay. Any public comments beyond what your primary reason for being here is? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4, which is the curb cut at 411 Marble Hill Road. Ned O'Connor, maybe,
Yep.
is that?
That's me.
All right, thank you for joining us. And I guess I have to apologize, you've submitted the application, or we reviewed it a couple of times and had a number of questions on it that we really needed you here to clarify for us, so I'm glad you were able to join us tonight. So if you could explain to us a little bit more about it's not a curb cut right now, I guess it's a second access to your property that you're using or will be using for logging.
Well,
If
there's a pre-existing site. It's already got natural access. It's not a situation where there's a culvert needed or whatnot. It's already there. You can actually get through it. It's just not particularly safe. And I talked with a number of loggers. I'm interested in pulling some of the timber off of the property as well as possibly firewood. And there's no real functional space where my house site is and where I reside. So I had planned to use this area. I'm not going to be improving it or putting a road in or anything. I just need to be able to safely drive in and out of that space. And which entails basically extending the natural curb cut, or if that's what you want to call it, by, 5 or 6 feet so that you can actually safely make a turn. And that's all I'm looking to do.
Would we be putting a culvert in?
Nope. And a
Okay.
culvert's not needed. There's a stream 120 feet up the road. So it's not near the point, and all the water just runs into there. There is no downstream water that runs into the area. And it's already there. There's already like I said, and you can drive onto it as it stands right now. It's just a little narrow, and if I had a logging truck or whatnot, it would not be big enough to safely do that. So I'm looking to really just extend it so that I can use my property.
Would you be looking to upgrade it with like gravel and stay mat or?
Nope.
And when you mentioned the firewood net, is this gonna be a commercial operation or not for the firewood?
No, I mean, not for right now. No, I mean, if I ever ran into that situation and was going to do enough for that, I'd have to address that and probably actually then put in gravel and talk to the town about it. For right now, it's simply about having access to the best area other than my house site. So there's no major change. It would be extending the existing curb cut with just some dirt so that you can safely, get in and out. And if I had a logger come in, they would have enough space to be able to use that area.
So you're not contracted with any loggers right now?
I've talked with them. I've had the site surveyed. I've also done a full current use survey. I decided not to submit because the savings was just it wasn't worth it. It was a very minimal benefit, so I decided not to actually make the application, but I've done that whole survey. I have the information, and there's been expressed interest in both soft and hardwoods that are on the property. And, this would be the logical site for doing some of that, as well as I just want to be able to use it. I have trailers and the like, and I can't store them without having them right at my house, which then is a problem for plowing. It's a logical solution for me. And I'm not looking to change the road. I wouldn't have any real impact, I don't think, other than giving me use of my land. And if I obviously ever wanted to do something more serious and needed, I'd have to subdivide, or I'd have to make an actual application to put in a true curb cut so that I could use it for, putting in a building like a shop or anything. That would then be another process. I understand that.
And the reason I ask the question is normally if we grant a curb cut for logging, there's a specific time period that we grant it for. And it doesn't sound like you've contracted with any loggers, so there's no specific time that you're looking for this curb cut.
Not right at this moment, because I'm trying to decide what we would take and where I want to take it from, because there's a number of sites identified. So I haven't gotten that far into the process. I'm just trying to, I honestly didn't think this was as big a deal as it's turned into. So,
Well,
if you're that concerned about it, and then I can just scrap it, and it's not a big deal. It would be a convenience for me. I don't think it's, I understand you're trying to do due diligence and make sure I'm not, trying to do things you don't want people doing, but I really just want to be able to access my upper lot and use my property.
You looked at it, Jeff?
I have looked at it.
Yeah.
You can't get trailers in and out of there now?
You probably can, but it's a little tight. You certainly can't turn. You certainly can't get out of the property and go downhill. You would have to drive straight up towards Joey's farm, and then, either drive up and find a spot to turn around up there so you could drive down the hill, or you'd have to back down to where my house site is and turn around in my site, which is obviously, sort of inconvenient.
Yeah, I think with, anything small, dump trailers or anything like that, you'd probably be able to turn down out of there, but as soon as you do a log truck or anything like that, I don't even think 5 or 6 feet is gonna still, because of how narrow that road is, I
Yep.
don't think you're gonna come out at the angle of that cleared parcel and still turn right down that hill.
Well, I can't do it with my tractor, I can tell you that. My tractor trailer can't come out of there and turn and go downhill, as it is right now. I tried, can't do it.
I mean, if you're only looking to do 5 or 6 feet, that's really nothing to me until you were to upgrade it, top coat it, and actually make it into some sort of gravel road. That would,
Yeah, and if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna subdivide, so,
that would have to be, come
Yep.
up to a different standard.
yep, understood. And I said that in my application, I understand that. And if I were to do that, I would subdivide that lot. It's got a state wastewater permit already on it, so it's a developable site. And I understand I would have to go through the town and get the town level approval and do that whole process if I wanted to. I don't want to. I want to keep the property intact. I'm not looking to develop. It's really, the plan is it's my retirement property and I want to live there and be able to use my property. And I'm looking to extend that natural cut by, a few feet so that I can more readily use it. And that's all this request is for.
Mike, Ron, any questions?
I think, what about the fact of just moving it to, either an add or forestry access with a longer duration until at some time that, it wanted to be upgraded.
Moving it to what now?
Instead of using a curb cut,
Yeah.
use a forestry access, but
Oh.
an extended period of time.
I believe that's what my second application was, or that was my understanding. When I applied for a true curb cut, that was denied, which I didn't understand. I spoke, and I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I spoke with the road foreman and we discussed this fairly at length so that he better understood my intentions, and he had implied that he didn't see a problem with that and that would be a forestry curb cut request. And I said, okay, and he told me to resubmit, which is what I did. So I thought that's what I was requesting. But maybe that wasn't clear in the application.
You spoke with Jason, the zoning administrator.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't say that on.
Jason was just saying that like we would make that, if that's what we want to do at forestry, like we just need to make sure we say that on the bottom where you write. Because we don't have a,
Just on the existing one.
on that,
On this.
on that one,
This
that's a
is-
secondary.
This is second.
We don't have one that says just forestry, like the secondary one, I guess it's just that.
Send one in that says just forestry if that's what you need, if that solves the problem.
We're essentially talking the same thing though, right? The forestry or the law.
The other one has actually a conditions line that we could
Oh, I see.
put a condition on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that he's happy with and
This-
move it along.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
So what do you want to put on there? Because our intent is to sign this tonight, right?
Yeah.
So what condition?
Like you had it.
And we can just put down here probably. now.
That is for temporary access for logging and other activities.
Perfect.
Forestry activity.
Yeah.
Temporary access. For logging. And forestry
Forestry related.
related.
Activity.
Yeah. And just if you'd like to improve it, then we would need to
Right.
actually go through the real process.
Activities, okay, and we don't want to limit this with a time frame. We just leave it open.
Yeah.
So,
You just write on it, if wanting to upgrade, have to go through the DRB process.
oh, okay.
Everyone's watching, Jeff, don't worry.
Keep me honest. Okay, so Ned, what I put down under the condition is temporary access for logging and forestry related activities. Upgrade to curb cut will need DRB approval.
Sounds good to me.
We're all good with that then, as a select board? Josh, you good with
Yeah.
that? Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve that based on the conditions.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so I will sign, I guess we all have to sign this. What's the date today? 28th.
28, yeah, sorry.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ned.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you do the same. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I guess we move on to item number 5, curb cut for Boyce Road, Karen Hale. This is the one that our last meeting, we wanted to have the property staked so that we have a better idea of where the curb cut request was for.
Yeah.
And you went up, took a look at it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Okay, no conditions that you could see there, culverts or?
They'll have to do a culvert in it. Cause it's crossing a ditch line on a hill,
Did
but
you size it on there?
it'll be 24-inch.
So I'll put 24-inch culvert required.
Yeah,
I
Okay,
think they already had that.
yeah, I think this, their map
Said it
mentioned
somewhere,
it.
yeah.
okay, so that's all, and we all need to sign this again, right? There any way? Thank you all. Okay, I guess we should have formally voted on that, right? I'll make a motion that we accept the current application with that one condition. Mike seconds, all in favor? Aye, okay, we'll make it official. All right, next item, number 6 for the called on the agenda, the resolution. And Tricia, I guess you're the lead person on this? And I'm guessing, Karen, I didn't see you come in. Hello.
I'm deferring.
Yes, no, go ahead. If you'd like to so I should tell you in advance that we just received this afternoon. Yeah, I know it came to the office earlier, but it came in our package for the select board to review this afternoon. So we haven't had a chance to really digest it. So if you would like to do your presentation on it, and we can ask questions and do that kind of thing and at least get that part done. So with that background.
All right, so then would it be helpful, I think. What I wanted to start out with is that, first and foremost, I wanted to thank all of you for your dedicated service to this community. And for all the work that you do, the decision-making that goes into the conducting the town business here. And it often goes unnoticed, and I just wanted you to know that I recognize and appreciate generosity of your commitment to the town of Basin. So that's first and foremost. Have you had a chance to read the letter? Would you like me to read the cover letter that was attached to the resolution?
I think it would be important to read it only because we Zoom. And I know a lot of people watch the Zoom
Okay,
at a later time and
okay.
The townspeople should know.
Sure, the Zoom and the recording
Yes.
as well, yes, yeah.
Okay. So, what I wrote was to the honorable members of the select board of the town of Basin. This was Martell, Gordon, and Graves. Recent unsettling events have occurred in the state of Vermont to compel me to bring the attached resolution forward for your consideration and adoption. We have witnessed the arrest of immigrants across the United States and here in Vermont. These arrests have clearly violated the due process clause guaranteed to all persons in the United States by the 5th and the 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution. And I believe it is incumbent upon each one of us to affirm our oaths as citizens to support and defend the Constitution of these United States. This oath signifies a commitment to the Constitution, not to a political party or an individual leader. It is a common framework for government that establishes the supreme law of the land and unites us as a people. And then we need to read the resolution out loud.
I would think that would be helpful as well.
Would you be willing to do that?
Right. Would that be informative if you haven't had a chance to read it, if I read it to you?
Yeah, you know, I think it would be that, and also, as Ron has said, you know, there's so many people who don't come to the meetings that will watch this recording. And so I think it would be important for them to hear it as well.
Okay, and then, Keith, after that, you could give some background about what's happening. So the name of this, document is a resolution condemning attacks on due process and affirming the constitutional rights of all people in Basin. Whereas the United States Constitution guarantees due process, equal protection, and fundamental rights to all persons, regardless of citizenship, immigration status, race, religion, or political belief. And whereas recent actions by federal authorities, including the detention of legal residents in Vermont without clear justification or timely access to legal counsel, represent a dangerous escalation of government overreach and a violation of these constitutional protections. And whereas history has shown that when the rights of any group are violated, it opens the door for similar abuses to be carried out against others. First against immigrants, then against dissenters, and eventually against anyone who does not conform to the views of those in power. And whereas the silence of public officials in the face of such abuses amounts to complicity, and failure to act now will only embolden those who seek to dismantle the rule of law and divide our communities through fear. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the select board of the town of Facein unequivocally condemns all violations of due process and the weaponization of government power upon any individuals. Be it further resolved that the town of Facein affirms its unwavering commitment to protecting the constitutional rights of all people in our town, regardless of citizenship status, national origin, political belief, or any other identity. Be it further resolved that the select board pledges to oppose any policy or action, local, state, or federal, that targets individuals based on who they are, where they come from, or what they believe, and to defend Facein as a community rooted in justice, accountability, and the equal dignity of all. Be it further resolved that the select board shall review all town policies, practices, and protocols to ensure that the town of Facein actively upholds and protects the due process rights of all persons within its jurisdiction. And lastly, be it finally resolved that by signing this resolution, the select board of the town of Facein is affirming their shared commitment to constitutional rights, equal justice, and the safety and dignity of every member in our community. So that's the resolution.
Anyone else wanted to add to that? Maybe give us a little background on how the resolution came to be and.
Yes,
Misty.
what I would like to share is, that to date, we have 22 towns and municipalities in Vermont that have passed this resolution, so I thought that would be helpful for you all to see that.
So you didn't write this resolution?
I did not write this resolution, so,
Thank you.
as I understand it, the board received, a copy of this resolution, a template of this resolution without the town of Cleaston on it. In early May, Peter Franzoni, who is a
I think I
resident.
did see that.
Oh, okay, so he
So-
sent it, but of
From
course he is
Rutland,
not
it
a
came there.
member of the community, but he has been encouraging towns across the state of Vermont to pass this, a resolution similar to this. So I learned about that and I realized that for Facein to consider it, someone needed to come forward from Facein. So that's where I come in.
And Peter Brandoni is from Rutland, and it was passed by the Rutland Alderman. Which was something he brought to their attention. And I'm here because we're gonna possibly introduce this in Wheatsville as well.
Mhm.
Can I say something, may I say something else?
Sure.
Let me stand up, because it involves our constitution, and, I spent 40 years, as you know, teaching at Harvard about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And how what we learn in the classroom interfaces with and informs who we are in a democratic society. So I'm gonna invite each of you to consider adopting this resolution. When I look at this, I think the most important clauses that stand out, it's asking for your reaction as our elected officials to take a stand against citizens in Facein who might be, and if they are, discriminated against, treated differently, detained illegally. This is it's a principle that we're standing up for, that this resolution affirms. It doesn't affirm any political party or any particular belief or who one has voted for or how one feels about the president. It's really a statement of principles that we believe in the rule of law, we believe in due process and the separation of powers. So it's really, I see it as someone who's taught about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, standing up for what our country is founded on. I think everyone should do that, regardless of how we feel about the current political climate. And what's really powerful here, to me, the third to the last one, that taking a stand, that if anyone in our town, any individual, is marginalized or detained, as I said, that on principle, we want to stand up for them. So it's not an order of business that it is a curb cut or a budget item, but in some ways it's more important. I see it because it's really affirming the foundation of what our democracy is based on. So I would, as a history teacher, I really invite you to consider thinking deeply about it and adopt this. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Question for the board, didn't we sign some resolution that was presented to us from somebody in Rutland?
You didn't,
This is,
It was,
Oh.
right. That's 2 years ago. or
It
three,
was,
four-
yeah, a while ago, and we did sign some resolution.
I think it was, had to do with discriminate. It was an anti-discrimination
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was diversity and
I definitely would want to take a look at that first and see what we had signed there. It sounds awful similar. So anyway, that's item number one. Any other questions?
I can find
I
that.
don't think we'll be making a decision tonight. As I said earlier, this is kind of new to us. From my first read of it, Kathy, and I'm not gonna argue with somebody who's taught the Constitution. But, some of the whereas, states, that the town is saying that we believe that these things have happened. And I think a lot of them are on the national level and they haven't been adjudicated yet. And so we're saying, whereas this and whereas that, and I think we're jumping into a political fray here, and I want to make sure we don't do that. We represent the entire town. I think we should be hearing from, maybe there's people with opposing views that don't think we should sign this. I don't know. I'm trying to walk the middle here and represent.
Or is this something that we put at the town meeting, yeah?
What did you say, Ron?
Or is it something that we do at the town meeting? When you have the whole.
We
town
have done
together, the whole town
resolutions like
together.
this at town meeting before. And maybe that's the appropriate place that opens it to all voices. But I don't know, you had a question?
Oh, I had a comment,
Okay.
just the whereases in that resolution, and I had no hand in drafting it. I just, saw that this was happening and showed up independently, but, I've seen, broadly reported in the news, the things that are referenced in those whereases are points of fact. There have been detentions by ICE agents in Vermont of immigrants, and that I think that's pretty well documented and widely undisputed. So I also don't see it as controversial, but obviously have a bias. In any case, I'm very strongly in favor of it. And then I also see a little hand. I wonder if somebody on Zoom has a question.
Yep. Who do we have that's joined us here?
Yeah, he wears his hands, I think, but.
I think it's,
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Pete Franzoni. I'm the fool that brought this to
Pete.
your doorstep. Thank you very much for allowing me the time to speak. Most humbly, thank you, being that I'm not one of your constituents. I'm just a guest here. I did send you something back in May. I didn't follow up. A quick backstory, I didn't write the resolution. We have a large immigrant community in Rutland City. Quite a few number of them are veterans. I'm a veteran myself. I'm no hero. I'm a combat vet. A lot of these young men I know are. They were the ones that brought concerns to me about things they've been seeing on local social media, some local people's personal interpretations of the Constitution, etc. I brought it to, well, after starting with the governor and working my way down through state legislation, through emails and letters and not getting any responses, I finally went to the city alderman and said, hey, is there anything we can do locally? Alderman Michael Talbot is the one that drew up the resolution. I'm not 100%, but I believe the version that was just read to you is more or less the language of the original Rutland City resolution, with just the Rutland City taken out and faced and put in. I'm not positive of that though. Out of the 21 other municipalities that have adopted resolutions, some of them have drawn up completely new ones in their own wording. Some are more simplified, some are more complex. I believe Mrs. Renault has a link that is available that she can give you, or I can send to you, that will take you to a copy of every other resolution that's been written if you want to read it. When Rutland City resolution was passed, I promised the alderman I wouldn't leave Rutland City alone in sitting with that. So I sent copies of the Rutland City resolution to every single municipality in the state. The FTAS LLC that you see, I'm not part of any organization, that's just me. That is my actual business. I'm on my work computer. I'm a title abstractor. I did 35 years of land surveying in the state under my father. So that's my business logo. Just so you know, I'm not with any type of political organization. I'm just a veteran. Um, I've had a lot of young vets that have done me the honor of confiding in experiences they've had with me, even with me not being a combat vet. It's a lot of things you do as a soldier that you question, and you always come back to your oath of enlistment to support that Constitution. There's been literally hundreds of thousands of men that have made a lot of sacrifices to support our Constitution. They were told, you know, you may not understand what you're doing over here, but you're doing this because we don't have Sharia law in America, because we have due process in America, because we don't black bag people off the streets in America. And this is happening. It may not be happening in our backyard yet, but the check might be in the mail. So that's my motivation. First and foremost is, you know, I'll talk high and mighty about the Constitution, but I fear for my friends. I fear for my fellow veterans. I fear for my community. So I look at this like the passage of the Fugitive Slave Acts before the Civil War. Vermont was one of the first states when they petitioned the federal government to stop letting federal marshals come and recapture Black people in the northern states. Vermont was one of the first states to go community by community through the state and passing individual laws in towns that would not allow fugitive slave catchers to operate in our state. This is a similar principle. It's a paper tiger. It doesn't really compel anyone to do anything. It's just you guys stating to your community that you recognize what's going on out there. You don't approve it because it crosses the Constitution. You're letting your community know this is where you stand. So as far as bringing it to the town meeting to a vote, I understand the argument for that, but this is more about you as elected officials stating we uphold the Constitution. It's not so much about the community saying we want you to. It's you stepping forward and saying, look, we see that there's violations going on. We see that there's even elected officials that have violated their own constitutional oaths. We're not going to do that. So that's why it's local. That's why it belongs in your sandbox. And believe me, I really would rather be doing anything other than this. I have a lot of stage fright. It's been a miserable 6 months for me doing this. I have not been going around politicking, driving from town to town. It's after I've sent it, people have seen it. Like Mrs. Renault, they've contacted me. They've come and asked me to speak. If I'm asked to come, I come and talk. This is what I believe in. I think constitutional protections should not be partisan. It doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. I guess that's all the arguments I have to say. Again, humbly, thank you very much for your time. And I do encourage you to take the time to consider before you make any decisions. I will answer any questions, and if not, I'll log out.
Thank you, Steve. Well, you do pretty well for somebody who hates to do this kind of thing.
You know, I've had a fair amount of practice over the last 6 months. So my name's Peter. I'm sorry. It's not Stevens.
Sorry, yes.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Patricia Renault has my contact information. If you guys want any more information, you have any more questions, I will be more than happy to help you out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So what's your pleasure on this?
I don't know. I think. I do feel personally that it's something that we should, put forward. There are a lot of things going on that aren't right. And, you know, we should be leading.
What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, I just don't, I don't disagree with anything, just don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah.
about the process, you know, like, who are we to sit here, us three speak, I mean, curb cuts, whatever it is, it's straightforward budgets. But who are we to sit here, three of us, and speak for the whole town? Of course, we agree with the Constitution, I mean, I do. And I agree with people that, you know, fight for our country and give their lives and stuff like that. I don't know, a resolution. If you put something out here that said, do you believe in the Constitution? I'd say absolutely, and I'd vote for it. But resolution seems more like we're speaking for everybody. And I don't know that this is, I don't know that this is what the select board does. I mean, certainly some select boards did do it, or
Yeah.
city councils, and I'm not necessarily opposed, I'm just saying. I just feel like it belongs to more, everybody out there is on the same side. Right? We may be on your side, we may not be, I don't know. But I think it's about the town, it's not about these 3 people. Or those 12 people, it's about the town. Right, we speak on behalf of the town, that's all I'm saying. If you guys wanna vote, I'll vote. That's just the way I feel.
Well, I personally think it's too early to vote because we just received the information and we're just kind of digesting what everybody has told us tonight. But I'm leaning toward the way you feel. I don't know that I feel comfortable that it's our decision as 3 people representing the entire town. That we would be representing the entire town by signing this resolution. I don't know. Kathy?
Well,
Oh, that Kathy.
I-
Jerry.
I want to point out that you're elected representatives from the town. And while your day-to-day business does not rise to the level of defending the Constitution, this is in the state of Vermont, fundamentally, our representative government starts with our select boards. And I think it is incumbent on our 3-member select board to act on matters of this importance. And I appreciate process of perhaps using town meeting. That's 5 months from now. In the meantime, violations of due process are happening daily. Whether it's in the state of Vermont or it's elsewhere in this country. And who is standing up? Who is standing up for constitutional rights? I think it's incumbent upon us as citizens, it's incumbent upon us as representatives of, local political communities to take a stand. And that's my piece.
Anyone else have any comments or?
I think it's also, and I could be wrong by how it was written, because I'm not a constitutional lawyer. But this isn't asking you to speak for the town, this is for the 3 elected officials to affirm that you believe that these things are wrong what's going on. So bringing it to town meeting is useful for a conversation within the community, but that's not what this is. This is asking for the 3 of you to say, we believe in this kind of stuff, which again, understand that you've just reviewed, just had it, so perhaps voting on it tonight's not appropriate. But it's not asking for the entire community's thought, it's asking for the 3 elected officials that are sitting here representing us as a community, supporting them.
And can I make one other comment?
All right.
I don't think all the resolutions are worded like the one you
That's what,
received.
he said as well.
So I think it would be, as part of your discussion, it would be useful to look at how other towns. Because I can see a couple of these paragraphs jumping off, like, wait a second. Let's tone this down. The most important element, my point of view, are the final 3 in particular. Final 4. But you get my drift.
Yeah, I do. And I, just to echo what Ron had said too, I think we all believe in the Constitution and enforcing the Constitution and that kind of thing. And certainly we gotta give this some more consideration as to the wording and you know, what the right platform is for that is. That we feel is the right platform. I sense that you don't think town meeting is the right place to
Well,
do this, but.
My only point, Chuck, Ron and Mike is, you are well within your charge to act, as representatives of the body, you know, of the town. And yeah, there are people who are gonna be in favor of it. There are gonna be people opposed. And you know what? At town meeting, they can vote you in, they can vote you out. Well, God bless, we have this local democracy. Right? We can do that. So,
I would just like to say that I am certainly understanding the possibility of amendment is welcome. We'd like to make some amendments. There is a paragraph in there that I'm not sure that I agree that you need to review all the policies within the town.
Right.
It's really, I really believe that this is more symbolic, I mean, than, it's not binding on you. It doesn't require you to act in any way. It's a statement of principle.
Yeah.
And so I think that's how I feel about it. And I just, you know, I think there are members of our community who would feel that the passage of this resolution is simply the willingness to uphold due process rights that we all want to have.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I think that's what Peter's really
Yeah.
said that eloquently.
yeah,
It's an affirmation.
yeah,
It's not asking the board to take an action, it's an affirmation of this principle.
exactly.
Right now,
Yes,
at this time in history.
right.
But looking at these other drafts of what the 20 different towns have done would probably be helpful and informative.
Because obviously they had some issues with some of the wording as well and made some changes and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I think that's what we're asking to do here is to take another look at that and.
Great.
Because as I said, we didn't receive it until this afternoon, so.
you mean you didn't run it by your legal staff?
See, that's the other thing.
This morning.
Oh, this morning. This morning we received
Hey,
it.
you read it this afternoon?
Would be helpful. I also have, York in Waitsfield, York Haverkamp has drafted something that he thought. And I haven't really looked at it, but it does change the wording around a little. And I will look at it, but if I get his permission, maybe, yeah, depending what they say.
Okay, send it to Maddie for
Yeah.
us, yes, okay, okay,
But I have to, I'm not sure where they're going yet.
okay.
One more comment.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I feel that there is really an urgency to it, because we do not here in Vermont, thank goodness, I mean, we never have ICE agents knocking on our doors, and at least that I'm aware of, taking people away. And, you know, I think our local economy relies heavily on the immigrant workforce, who re-roofs your home, you know, maybe most to ourselves, maybe, but, you know, there are farm workers and laborers who come into the community, with brown skin, and these are the people being targeted. And as I was driving earlier today, I passed my neighbor's house, and I know they have a brown skinned child, teenager, and there were police out front, and I don't know, I have no idea what was going on, but what went through my head was that, and I thought, it just kind of shocked me, that was even in my head, and that's really where we are now. So don't we want to, I feel treating this with some urgency before we're in that position, like taking a stand, not in our community, is important.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Rick, you sound like you want to put your hand up there.
But the time is now, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, town meeting. I'll bet this comes up. I think it needs to be discussed ahead of time. Leadership ahead of time would be useful. And I'd like to see town meeting have some time for other town business and not just this.
But that's because you're running it. That's selfishly said.
Well,
Just kidding, of course, yes.
Most of you probably heard me mention before, town meeting in New England started in Boston. And it was basically about church members that wanted everyone to do the things that they wanted done in God's name. Against a whole bunch of libertarian types that wanted to go out and cut wood and shoot animals and live a life of freedom here in America. And that's still an issue in some places. And there's a little bit of it here. Maybe there's a lot more of it than we realize. I'm certainly aware that there've been nice people looking at friends of ours. I can't identify immediately anyone who's resident in Facein, but they've been moving around the valley as necessary. And I don't even know if they're legal or not legal. I just know they've been chased. I urge you to look at your constitutions. It's muddy. It's not always clear what it says, but get some sense of what we're trying to simply say we stand for. You've got not a huge crowd here tonight, but we outnumber you. I mean, this is not a bad turnout.
Would you be willing to bring it up at your next meeting?
Oh, sure, oh, definitely,
And that's in 2 weeks, right?
yeah.
Even though that's a public hearing,
Pardon me?
your next meeting is a public hearing.
They're all open to the
Well,
public, so.
the next one is the,
We can't get away from you.
No, I thought Maddie had said that it was.
no, I just, like, yeah, our next meeting is for the, planning commission with the LURs, and so that's why you
Oh,
chose to come to this one.
It may be a busy
It just
agenda,
was-
is what she's saying, yes, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it, or we could wait till the following meeting, which would move it out another 2 weeks past the 12th, right?
Totally to you guys.
Yeah,
Date would that be, Madam?
It's like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so,
After Thanksgiving.
before,
I won't,
yeah, you will not,
You will not be here.
I won't
It'd
be
be
here, but that's okay. I mean,
it's the
20th.
22nd, maybe, or something.
hold on, let me check.
I don't, it's on.
Well,
But, yeah,
November. Let's see, 12th, we have, the 18th is, I
the
have down.
12th. Okay, the 12th will be a select board meeting, and then the 18th is a budget meeting, so it will be the 25th. Would be
Okay,
the next,
and I'll be here the 25th,
right?
so it's the,
It's the 2nd and the 4th, so it'd be the 25th.
okay. So I guess it's the 25th. We have budget meetings in between there, so that's where I was getting confused on the dates.
oh, so I'm just missing a budget meeting.
Thanksgiving's the
Oh, okay.
27th of
So you're
November,
here.
so the
Correct.
25th would be.
Yeah, I'm at the,
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday before,
Yeah, the Tuesday
no, I'm
before.
gonna be here the 25th.
all day Kathy, it's the 25th.
But I'm okay with whatever you guys do.
So
They can't.
we'll let you work that out with Maddie as far as what dates you'd like to do this on, but just to be aware that the 12th is gonna be a very lengthy meeting, I believe, based on the land use regulations.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chuck, would it be helpful if it sounds like one of the results of this discussion is that TISA would lead an edit of this document that was presented to you, or that would massage it perhaps.
That you all
Yeah.
do that? I don't know. I think we should take a look at it
You
too.
guys need to take a look at the different variants and see
Yeah,
what
okay.
might be acceptable
Yeah,
and.
yeah,
Fair enough.
okay.
So which one of you is gonna do that?
That's what we're gonna vote on.
Chuck, you're retired.
Says Kathy.
Yeah, exactly, Kathy.
But if you need help, I think, willing to to help in.
We could reach out, yeah.
In
Yeah.
a number.
Because
Yeah.
it's not meant to add to your work.
Right.
Right,
Do you mind emailing me a copy of this with the link so that I
Yeah.
can send that? Awesome. Then they can have that.
If you wanted to, I could, make sure that you have printed copies of the other resolutions that have passed. Would that be more helpful?
I don't know that we need printed copies, yeah,
I do.
Okay.
yeah.
Why don't we start with the link and then if there's any that they wanna look at more, I can ask.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so does the 25th work for most people? I mean, that would be better for us, I think. It should be a shorter meeting.
Yeah,
You won't be here though.
that's all right. I mean,
But you could give us your feedback and.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
ultimately,
ahead
we're
of
gonna
time,
have one before
I
that.
would Zoom, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to Zoom.
yeah. So maybe if you wanna schedule that with Maddie, if 25th works for you, that may be a better day for us. We could spend more time on it. Yes.
Yeah,
Any
it's like
other-
the Declaration of Independence, John. We're gonna shut you in your rooms.
They don't do that anymore.
I mean, the constitutional.
Oh, well, all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above, we should
It's
do more
messy.
of that.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you all for coming. Bobby, if you find anything from,
From your work, I'm not sure.
yeah,
about
let
that
us
yet,
know.
But I wanna make sure if it's okay with him, and I'm still in discussions with the Waitsfield
Yeah.
Select.
Yeah, okay,
But this is a good model for me to kind of,
Yeah.
think about, here's some options. And maybe it would even be interesting if we come up with a similar resolution.
Yeah, for the pilot.
If we work on something, you guys
Yeah.
really, the pilots, but this could be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
right.
So is there a motion to move forward with
You
reviewing?
have to vote on.
I don't think we need a motion,
We're just gonna put it,
Yeah. Just-
no, we're.
no, I think we can
Just
just,
do it on the agenda. and
yeah,
then
put
we-
it on the agenda for that meeting and
Then we'll
we'll
vote.
continue the discussion.
Discussion. Great
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, Rick would know Robert's rules, whether we need that or not. All right, well, thank you all for coming and for your input.
You don't wanna listen to Josh talk now, guys? No, it's a road foreman update.
Oh, the road foreman update. Everybody's leaving, Joe.
No, it's just about the water. I mean. They're turning around. Now we're gonna take over the Nelson Farm Road, going up to the town, garage to back up.
Would you like to
They
take
can't
us?
make a right hand turn on the Smith Road. They can't make a right hand turn going up, down the hill. Good job, Dave. Keep yelling. And crazy Dave goes by my house at 3:30, 6:30. I'm today. Yeah, he's working.
Was not being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in good shape there.
Bye, people.
Bye, Kathy.
Thank you.
Kathy, how many of these people did you teach history to? 3, 4?
Kids.
Oh, 3 on.
Her, me.
It's the one place to know after whatever happened to one side.
Somebody had to fight the light, I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know what happened, they had a washout by Smith Road.
Yeah, anyway.
Thank you, Patricia. Okay. All right, Josh, you're on.
Yeah, so, we sand's all done. I think we did a little over 5,100 yards of sand this year. That's all down to the shop, piles capped. Ordered a couple loads of salt to get ready. Price of salt went up significantly this
Oh,
year.
yeah. Did you see, there was an email that came out from the LCT that is talking about, even if you hadn't signed up to get salt through them, that You can still put your name in. I don't know if the pricing is any different.
Me and Maddie, I think, talked about that email from VLCT for the salt things.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just came back saying,
you could go back in,
yeah, but it was super confusing. I don't know, I was gonna say.
I didn't have time to go into the link, so, yeah, it is confusing.
Yeah,
Salt.
So like VLCT was trying to see if like all towns could kind of go in together and like bulk buy or like under, but then there's only 2 places that agreed to this. But then when I click on it, like Facein isn't on it at all, so it was super confusing.
Yeah.
Send it over to you to look at first.
Okay, yeah, so
Or any-
they were saying that we could participate again. I mean, we could put our name in to participate if we wanted to, but I didn't
But
have
you have
time
to
to.
like buy a certain amount, like, and I think it's more than what we get.
Yeah.
From what I was looking at, so I don't
Okay.
know.
And we've already committed, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, all right, so we probably don't even want to go down that route then, right? I mean,
We could just
It doesn't hurt to,
keep it
Keep
going,
it-
look
keep
at
it
it.
yeah.
going.
yeah,
Well, I think
I
that's
mean,
what
we're
it is,
already
it's like
signed
filling-
into the contract for salt this year.
Yeah, okay.
So,
okay, this would be future stuff. then.
Yeah, and that's what I think it is for future stuff.
Okay, okay,
yeah, I mean, one thing going forward, a little larger salt shed would probably be a handy thing to have now. There used to be, you could get it through Cargill, which is who we get it through now. There used to be American Rock that we would get it through. They're no longer around. The benefit of American Rock, you call them and within a day or 2, it's there. It was very quick turnaround. I think Barrett's has like they have up to 2 weeks to deliver. I can't go 2 weeks on a salt shed worth if it's bad weather.
Right.
I don't have the storage capacity to do that.
mm-hmm,
So it's almost. As soon as I take a couple, 2-3 loads out of there, I almost have to call an order and just keep it coming. And it's $101 and change per ton. So it's significantly more than last year.
Yeah.
But. Not much we can do about it,
Yeah,
only
No.
one place to get it, so.
and as far as the shed, there's nothing can be done right now, and we
No.
have to get through this winter.
And I think there's some grants out there that we can look into.
it's not a pole barn,
No,
what is it,
it's poured
concrete,
concrete walls.
with a roof on it?
Yeah, and it's framed up off the concrete walls. They're only, what are they, 8-foot walls, I think. And
It's like a bunker. Mhm.
yeah, we basically have to do the same thing, just double it and go wider, change the trusses. You could do it all into one building with a divider down the center if you had to, just to cut
Gotcha,
the
yeah.
expenses. And then you'd only have to pour
One side of it.
2 walls, the back wall and 1 side wall and floor.
Well, we got $30,000 from the state, well, let's do.
Culverts.
Yeah, that was already the question on here.
Been setting up trucks, tires are all done on 3, on the 3 tandems, got 1 plow frame to put on 1. I'll probably have to get my wing on mine sooner than later. Bunch of shop work, lining up Lafayette to come do guardrails.
Graveling roads, when Maddie tells you that.
Yeah, we had some FEMA stuff to catch up on that I thought we had till next year, but we didn't,
Right.
so. We scrounged together gravel enough to do 3 more roads and sections, got that done, so we can submit that and. Close up that portion of. FEMA,
Mhm, mhm.
hopefully.
We think, yes, yeah, we talked about that last night at the budget meeting a little bit.
The shop, got a new door while I was on vacation, back door. Got a piece of metal fixed on the side,
Weather stripped it,
weather stripped it,
I got a door coming for that other one that you can see under.
yeah,
And then, my phone guy comes in November to phone between the 2 buildings
yeah.
to,
We got a guy coming back to finish the lower windows, putting tin over them to close them up, cause they're non-existent.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can just close that out.
Birds come in and get trapped,
Oh,
try to dive bomb you, so.
Pigeon
It
Hollow.
should be a lot better this year.
Yeah.
It won't be the best, it'll be better.
Yeah, I mean, the building's old, but it works for what we need it to do, and I don't foresee anywhere in the near future of us getting any larger commercial vehicles, so it fits everything we have. It's tight, but it's doable.
I think we come up with a long-term plan, something that we can afford
Yeah,
and still be good.
Mhm.
just some of the numbers I hear are ridiculous.
I'm putting numbers together, I mean, I've got a kind of an idea of what to do there, and we can add on, we can do stuff, but it will be a while before we actually do anything major, I think.
No.
But we'll have a number when we get.
Yeah,
Doing other major things.
What?
We're doing other major things.
yeah.
Doing good things.
You know, speaking of that 30,000, we talked at the budget meeting yesterday about whether or not we should spend some of that to buy culverts this year. Because as Mike said, the price is probably just gonna go up. And would it make sense to get them now?
I mean, it doesn't hurt, we're not gonna lose money by getting culverts on hand. I can store them out of the way, they're not,
And we're gonna have a surplus, so it's not like.
Yeah.
We'd be saving ourselves some money,
Hmm.
more than we'd be getting an interest in the money market. or
Yeah,
whatever.
and worst case scenario is something bad goes up, we have them.
right,
Yeah,
and I mean,
It's gonna happen.
we'll just have to decide on diameters of what we're looking for. You can get them 20-25 foot sections, but most of the stuff we're upgrading is 2 foot. For road crossings, obviously, if it's any sort of stream or anything, it's larger, and most of the time significantly larger where it's not a metal pipe anymore.
mhm.
Well, if we have a bunch of culverts. And we don't have one we need, we can still buy the right one.
Sure.
I've borrowed them.
It's just a matter of making
Having a
sure
little
that
bit.
we. Buy something standard
Yeah,
that we would use.
But I mean, tractor trailer load of culverts is probably close to 30 grand.
we've got it to use for that if.
I mean, I can get more accurate numbers and get a list together of lengths and, maybe get a couple 3 foot diameter ones. I know there's gonna be, coming up next year, there's definitely some on Q Vassar and some on Center that need to be changed.
Mhm.
That I have one on Q Vassar that's failed running over. I just don't like going into the spring with no culverts on hand.
Right.
Like I have enough to do 2 road crossings right now, but last spring I had 2 or 3 that failed that I had to do early in the season.
How much time would it take to try to do a quick inventory so we?
Of
Let us know what it would cost.
upcoming replacements,
Yeah,
I could get that tomorrow.
I mean, we're budgeting anyway, so we probably should. Want to know that anyway.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it's not gonna be every culvert down, but
No,
the ones I know about,
Yeah,
yeah. And some on Q Vassar might need to be 3 foot, so
Mhm.
just because their distance between them is a little farther than they should be, so. Making sure they take it all.
when we were meeting yesterday, the 30,000 showed up on our income line. And so that's when we decided this discussion, well, should we leave it there or should we spend it this year? It make more financial sense to do that. So if you can get us some information on how many and the approximate cost, and
Yeah.
it comes close to that, we may just do that. right?
Yeah, I wanna make sure it's a full load, cause we pay
Sure.
for shipping.
Right.
Yeah.
and there's no way we're gonna run into the FEMA issue because this is all post FEMA.
Right.
Yes.
And it's not like we took inventory to use for FEMA, we bought them,
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
so.
there's
But
only
I
a
think
few
we're
culverts
safe.
left that are FEMA related. Dunbar.
And strong, right?
We certainly wouldn't want to use any of these.
For that.
For
No,
that,
for that.
we'd
we
want to buy
couldn't, yeah.
specifically for that,
Yeah,
I think.
well, I mean, even if we bought it with this, I can still itemize it out of
Yeah.
price per foot. To submit to FEMA
Yeah.
if need be.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't change the price of it any,
yeah, okay,
cause we did that with some of them. For FEMA that we had on hand,
They pay for it, but
Yeah.
we just had it.
and we just needed the price per foot.
Yeah. okay. All right, anything else?
17 looks good, but I had nothing to do with it.
We were just talking about that earlier. Oh my God, after all these years, there's some good sections of 17 now.
Patched one hole on. Bottom of Tucker Hill that was right in the middle of their apron. Surprised they didn't, but I guess it was
I
too
saw
far up.
that, they didn't even go into hardly anything.
No, they patched one hole at the bottom of number 9, but it was right
But
directly
you thought
off
they
their
would have
black.
just, yeah, if the state had been doing that work, they would do that.
Yeah,
But a subcontractor is gonna blow it past it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're, it's
truck right along.
I did get some rough pricing on crack sealing too. I don't know if you wanna know that now or wait till.
Oh, wait,
budgeting.
budget,
Yeah,
yeah, cause it will,
Yeah.
as Sarah will keep track of it and we'll take notes and put money in and see where we're at.
Perfect. I think that's it, getting ready for snow, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not the biggest fan of snow, so.
That's true. We're just putting trusses up.
Yeah, yeah,
We're getting ready.
I'm not anymore either.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
ready to move on
Yeah.
to other business, so we've got budget meeting minutes that Maddie put out today.
Yes.
Everybody have a chance to take a peek at
I
those?
did take a peek.
All look good?
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mike second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, I'll sign those. Thank you, Patty.
Mhm.
And then Brookfield Service Maintenance Program. I don't know if you all saw the
Yeah.
email from them. We've been doing just the one ton
Yeah.
major,
So, yeah, we put in like 2 generators a year,
yeah,
once a year is fine.
yeah, yeah.
And,
That's what we've
but
been
it's
doing.
still what we really have to do, and they have a module now, so we gotta be able to monitor this thing once, it exercises once a week.
Mhm.
And I say that because, I have a client who didn't wanna mess with it, so I put it on my phone because I know how important it is. His generator didn't exercise because it was low in coolant and it just went in March. So nobody would know that generator wasn't running. You
Mm.
say, oh, you can hear it,
Yeah.
but you may not pay attention someday, you know, like, so.
Um, Dave Frank might have it. 'cause
They
he
came
talked
out, but they
about it,
have
but
now
I
a
don't like
way
it.
to actually, monitor that thing without Wi-Fi right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's worth looking into.
Mhm.
I'll ask
Yeah.
Dave, because he said he actually put the heat to this building for my phone, so.
Yeah,
his name.
so I mean, I
It's like
really
crazy.
strongly urge that, because it's just like you never know.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure Brookfield has
And
an
then,
app.
and when you need it, you don't
I
have
know
it.
they
It's a-
do, yeah.
It's a waste of the service, it's a waste. of
How long does it
generator,
run
The
for?
gas that's in the ground
Like,
not being used.
Probably good 20 minutes.
I think it is a 20-minute run, because I've got one at home too, and I think it runs once a week for 20 minutes. But like Ron said, you would, I mean, if I'm not home and I don't hear it running, I don't know that it didn't.
So you don't have it on yours?
But
I didn't get it, I cheaped out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, I'm traveling and stuff.
So it's inexpensive, so one of the problems is, and we may not wanna do it, but the Wi-Fi one is like $400.
Yes.
One-time fee,
And that's,
but the new one runs off like something else where you pay a yearly fee. So there's a cost to it that we may not like, but I don't think it's that much.
Yeah.
But it's yearly.
okay, I didn't know about that other
So were
option.
they recommending something
Because the other
different?
one's just an app.
No, they just asked us if we,
Because
they,
that's-
they have two programs, one is a major once a year,
I found-
and then they have a major and a minor. If you wanna sign up for a second maintenance thing, and so we always pick
Even if
the
you, even
major
if we put
once a
one on
year
the
one.
building.
So that's,
So
Thank
do they only change the oil on it once a year?
that's,
'Cause I
yeah,
mean, you're running over 1,000 hours a year on small engine without changing the oil? Just
What,
once,
the generator,
yeah,
1,000 hours?
if it runs 20 minutes a week,
Well, if it ran an hour a week, it'd be 52 hours.
oh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Once, I honestly,
Too late
if
for
it
math.
was, if you were in a, if you were in a position where it was a medical or
Right.
like, you know, emergency kind of like maybe the police department or something like that there, twice a year maybe. But, yeah, I mean,
Yes.
for us, it's a matter of, we don't want to freeze up, we want to make sure
Right.
we can come, open the building.
Well, and we had just done something major on that already, right? That something broke down?
Yeah, last year it had a bunch of maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The only other thing it does say, I told Sarah this, that they're saying that we probably need a new battery this year, no
Yeah.
matter what. Then we do.
What I find odd is that, you know, I signed most of my people up for every year automatic. But you gotta have a credit card to do automatic. So we're gonna end up signing that every year,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we have.
because the
Yeah,
town doesn't
which
do
is what
credit
we've
card.
done.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay,
Hey, so Mike had an idea. We have a Wi-Fi outside here.
Mhm.
Is there Wi-Fi? So, you know, if there was one on the other end of the building, Mike said a hotspot, you'd catch that generator.
Yeah, I think Dave Frank, he said
I
something
think it
about,
does, I think it catches it.
yeah, I
now.
think it does. Because
We
he
should-
said,
we should
like,
seriously consider doing that.
because Dave might even have it hooked up to his,
Yeah.
he was saying something
'Cause
about
you-
it, so I'll ask him.
Do you have a town cell phone?
you want one?
I have-
Well, no, the reason I ask
It
is,
could go to
the
him.
reason we ask, right, is because we don't want it to go to a personal cell phone, that's not nice.
Right.
But if it went to Josh's cell phone.
Oh,
Josh.
But you want when the heat goes off here too.
Or Maddie locked herself out.
Let's just hope I have Wi-Fi.
all right, so what
Okay,
we need to
sorry.
vote on tonight is whether we want to continue to do that
Yeah.
1 year maintenance, and it's how much now?
466 if we pay by November 30th.
Which we normally do, right? So it'd be $466 for one major service a year. I'll make that motion, we,
Second that.
all in favor? That's hard to say.
Well, you get it first. and
You know,
second,
so
and
if they
then
come out for the
pass.
battery,
Yeah,
we
look
need
at
the battery.
it.
They'll bill us after the maintenance call.
And yeah,
So we could, if we needed to approve that, we could do that
Yes.
afterwards too.
yes.
Okay. So I will sign this.
Did that tree do any damage falling off?
Yeah, he said the lid, it needs a new lid.
Oh.
Out here,
Mhm,
it did fall.
mhm.
Okay, read mail, sign warrant.
You have mail again?
Okay, I'll do the mail. That's just done, Mike.
Thank God for the internet. Oh,
Should have mentioned the road closures that are coming up beginning of November.
We can mention it right now.
What's that?
Okay. The center face then by Randall Road, Arthur's property.
Yeah.
Oh,
Washington Electric's coming in, taking down those pine trees between the road and the power line and some on the backside of the line. They're gonna run. What was it?
The
The
fourth,
fourth,
I think it's the Wednesday,
Fourth.
Thursday.
fourth, fifth and sixth?
Yeah,
We should put the sign up a couple days in advance,
I don't
right?
know if I have enough wording for that on the sign, but I can do road closure.
Yeah, just do road closure.
usually I have letters. We can make it work.
Okay, if we can make it work, we'll
Yeah.
make it work. We'll get a sign up there, but it's gonna be what, 9 AM to 2 PM?
Yeah,
Is there closure?
I'm gonna do an
Bus
email
can get
blast.
Through,
tomorrow is gonna go out tomorrow night to warn people, cause it's next week, and then we'll do the day of. It'll really just affect people, like you said, coming up,
yeah,
because you'll be able to still use Randall Road.
yes,
So anyone that's coming
Okay.
this way,
but we'll be there helping.
So it
Some,
won't bother me hardly at all. I'm out before
I mean,
that,
you're-
and coming home after.
yeah, what about lunch?
Huh? Go home for lunch.
Some-
You kidding me? No, I get
Like it never happened.
Something else.
I hardly ever go over lunch. It's in line of my hearings,
I
like
don't
5
think
days
anything
per
we
week.
need to do there, but. So you can't even sneak home for lunch without getting caught.
I don't know too much fun. As soon as we'll get bloody when Freddie leaves. Is it 2250 Winterset Bridge rental?
Mhm.
Do we still get that from FEMA, do we?
We've received some of it. But because it's gonna switch to a construction thing, I think that's what Sarah was saying yesterday, it kind of changes it.
Get it.
If they're gonna be
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah, a substation with waste fuel and
Exactly.
GMP.
36 grand for McCullough. No.
No freebies there, huh?
Well,
So you got as much as you were
besides
expecting
the-
though for Sam? Yeah,
Yeah, we were shooting 5,000 yards, we did a little bit over, then we shut them down, but that's, we pay for the sand and the small sand.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Tailings
saw
we
this.
usually pay for out of the
Did you see what
construction
they're gonna
reserve.
do?
yeah.
Did you see, somehow I saw the plan, what they're gonna do? They're gonna move that whole substation temporarily and put a new substation there and then move power. I
Where
saw-
is the physical
Right
location?
behind, our Kimas.
Oh, is that
On
right?
Carroll Road.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I saw, somehow I saw the whole plan from Green Mountain Power. Did it come through the town? A while ago, it started like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's a major operation. This right here.
I know they're getting rid of a cross-country section of power that comes up from 17 by the hideaway up on the number 9.
Here's- Yeah, I mean, when I saw what they were doing. They were using it on the other side of the road too, but temporary.
Well, we know what we do then.
Who-
Kennedy,
who?
Kennedy. They only work for them now.
Is that like a,
Excavation.
oh, really?
There you are, Matty. Thank
Yeah.
you.
A motion
I
to,
might have a topo map. Yeah, can't see the- You would remember if you saw.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn,
Motion to
Time
adjourn?
ago.
a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Second it?
Second.
Aye, all in favor?